Meat bicycle!
Hello everybody, welcome back to some more Borderlands the pre-sequel news. So today's video is going to be all about the latest update that has just come out for the pre-sequel on May the 19th, I believe is the release date. Yep, today. I've literally just downloaded the update myself and just had a play about and had a look at some of the key changes within the game. So yeah, we're going to be going through a few of them today, and there are absolutely loads. This list is absolutely huge looking at it, so I'm not going to bother reading out a lot of them. There's various like performance improvements, little, you know, in-game, you know, like glitches, not as in the glitches, exploit glitches, just things that happen where, you know, this doesn't work or this doesn't show up properly. There's absolutely loads of them, but we're going to be going through the key points and just, you know, talking about some of them, because there are some pretty big changes as well as the minor ones. But before I start, if you want to see any of these patch notes for Xbox, PlayStation and PC, I'll put all of the links in there. They're pretty much all the same. There may be, you know, one or two little things different between the platforms. If something doesn't work on one platform but it does on the other, they'll add it to that certain platform. But yeah, basically they will be in the description. Now before I start as well, the community manager for Gearbox, I believe his username on the forums is Joe King, has also been asking for feedback on existing glitches or, you know, bugs or anything like that in the game that you've had for a long time that they want to know about, or, you know, things to do with this patch that may have gone wrong. It's all going to be logged in one thread, and he's actually asking for people's opinions on future patches and things like that. So if you've got any problems with this game, I'll put the link in the description as well to the forum post, and go ahead there. And it's nice that he's actually, you know, trying to ask people about it. Whether they do anything about it or not, I'm not sure. But the fact that he's asking for feedback and, you know, community involvement is pretty good, I think. So without further ado, I'm just going to scroll through the list here. I really should have probably written them all down and had a look at certain ones, but I'm just going to flick through now. So the first major one that I come across is Egg Hood is now on a respawn timer and is runnable without having to quit and reload. Now I have actually just tested this myself. I went into the Veins of Helios and went to Egg Hood, killed him, and I actually waited there for quite a long time and he didn't respawn. Now whether that's the patch not, you know, kicking in straight away or not, I do not know, but I did look at Egg Hood and he didn't respawn for me. I tried running out of the area and running back in. I tried running completely out of the station and coming back in. He just didn't respawn. Honestly, I don't think that one, it sounds like a good idea. If it respawn every 30 seconds or so, fair enough after you kill him, but I was waiting there a long time and he didn't respawn. So I'm not too happy about that one, to be honest. But yeah, on to the next major one then. So the next thing I notice is it says here about Nell. Nell will now spawn and aggro properly. So I'm not quite sure what that one's about, because I've always been able to get Nell to spawn and aggro, but apparently that has been improved. Also, players with missing backpack or bank STU upgrade slots will automatically have additional slots added based on the number of STU upgrades it's purchased. So there was a bit of a bug going around. I don't know if a lot of you may have seen it or experienced it, but where people were buying bank storage deck upgrades from Concordia and they were not being applied, so they will now apply straight away. So that's pretty good. Next, Ofer, however you want to pronounce it, Ofer Superior is now a runnable boss. So before, when you get to Ellis here, there is quite like a cutscene where she'll, you know, she gets her own little introduction and that, spawns in and yeah, acts like kind of a boss. But you'd kill her and then that's it. You won't get any decent loot or anything like that, and you won't be able to face her again. But now you can, and I have actually done this. I've tested it. You can respawn her as many times as you want, and that is good. So I don't think she has any designated drops or anything like that. I did farm her about, well, every time you face her, I think she respawns 5 times while you stood in front of her. I did that 4 times, so 20 runs of her, nothing dropped. But you know, legendary drops don't always drop in 20 runs, so I don't know, but at the minute I'm pretty sure she doesn't have a designated drop, but she has her own little loot pool, and plenty of blues and purples come out of that. But yeah, so that's an extra boss. Hopefully they'll be able to assign her a nice drop, because there are a lot of weapons within this game, legendary wise, that don't have designated drops, so you're just relying on the bloody grinder or vending machines all the time, and that's not what Borderlands is about. But yeah, that is another one. So looking back down the list as well, the grinder will now produce items over level 50 in playthroughs 1 and 2. That's good. Also, the grinder now, I haven't seen this on the list yet, but I know it's down there somewhere. I'm not going through them in any particular order really, but the grinder will now produce recipes for the legendary DLC items. You know, the Claptastic Voyage DLC. You can now get them weapons using a recipe from the grinder. So I believe it's 2 purples and a DLC gun will give you another DLC gun. So whereas before you could get them from the grinder, but it was a really low chance. It took me a long time to get a new DLC weapon from the grinder. Now there is a legendary recipe for it, so we can now get them, and I will be doing a video on that. I'll probably do it as part of my grinder analysis videos. So yeah, we'll try and get all of them from the grinder, but that's pretty handy anyway. So very happy about that one. So a lot of these updates are for the Claptastic Voyage DLC as well. So there's an absolute mass of them. The Denial subroutine boss fight is now runnable without having to quit and reload, and now has special loot. So I've faced the Denial subroutine. I faced him a few times, not a lot though, but I couldn't see what this special loot was about. Maybe he's got his own legendary drop now, which will be pretty good, because he didn't seem to drop any legendaries before, but yep, now he does. Killing Eclipse now grants experience and can trigger second wind. That's pretty good. There's quite a lot of times I've been down at Eclipse, killed him, and not been able to get myself back up, so that's pretty handy now. And yeah, there you go. So updated loot drop pool, so I believe they've dropped heads and skins now, which is pretty good. Yes, there we go. Fixed an exploit with EOS and legendary loot. So that's the moonshot farming glitch that we've used. I've actually done a video on that, of how to get all the DLC weapons from EOS. It now says it's fixed. It is not fixed. Believe me, I've just actually done it myself and tried it. So that method still works, where you get to the point where you're just about to get the file off him, and you set your file to read only, or you know that little method, and you can actually technically moonshot farm him from the same method from Borderlands 2 really, where you can either dashboard afterwards, or set the read only file up on the PC and just exploit the hell out of that. It says it's fixed, it's not. So there you go, bit of info for you there. It's not actually fixed. And then finally, the last one I can see is Holodome DLC. Enemies will now always appear on the minimap in the Holodome area. Halla frickin' Luya. So you're not constantly running about now trying to find it. It was more like a scavenger hunt before. You're actually running from one side of the map to the other, back to the other, back to, oh no, there's no one here. Well, there must be, because the round's not over yet. That was annoying. Thank you, Gearbox, for fixing that, even though I haven't played the Holodome since it came out, and I completed it because, well, it's crap. But for those of you that do play the Holodome, there is a bit of good news for you. You will be able to see all the enemies now on the minimap as they appear. Thank you. So there you go. That is pretty much all of the biggest things I can see on there anyway. So yeah, a couple more bosses we've got now. I don't know what's going on with these timed bosses with Egg Hood and Denial subroutine, because I have tested it, and you just stood around for absolutely ages. It's much quicker to just save and quit and run back. So I don't know what's going on with that, or whether it's actually working properly yet or not, but we'll see. There might be a little hotfix or something that will get them to respawn, but like I said, with Egg Hood and Denial subroutine, actually, I waited around for quite a while and they did not respawn, so maybe a bit more information could be coming out about that, whether you've actually got to do something to trigger a respawn or not. I don't know, but for now I'm just saving and quitting out and running back anyway. But yeah, like I said, there's loads and loads and loads more little stupid things as well I'll give you a quick example of them now. Let's get a good one. So reflected laser beams will now properly display after ricocheting. There you go. Little things like that, just little tiny bits. Players should no longer get stuck during the kill Meg mission. Good, because that was annoying actually. I did know that. Half of these have never happened to me, but I'm sure they've happened to people. That's why they're patching it. But there you go anyway, guys. That is all the information on the update. Let me know what you think in the comments, and like I said, get on the Gearbox Software forum, link in the description to the post, and tell the community manager, Joe King, what you think, what you want patching, any little bugs or even major things like, you know, legendary drop rates. Give them all the information and they may actually listen. Like I said with that last example, the holodome enemies will now show up on the minimap. There was a massive complaint about that, and they've actually listened for once. So yeah, they do listen sometimes, these guys. So get your suggestions in to that post on the forum, and yeah, so let me know what you think about these new patches, if you think they're good, and if anyone knows how to get Egghood to respawn, please tell me, because it's not just a case of waiting around, I don't think. But yeah, there you go anyway, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.